Hello there. We are back. We've got some stuff to look at. We've got a request from upstairs, shall we say, to see if we can make life a bit better. So let's head on over to the Maui repo, and I'll show you .NET Maui. So I tried scaling my UI, so we shall see what horrors. I can now set this back to 80%, which is ironically probably bigger than the 100%. So a couple of things we've noticed, well, not a couple of things, one of the things I've noticed a couple of times, here we go, right there, error improving, the error message, this one. This has been referencing.net. Who opened this issue? Do we know this person? I feel like I know that. No, we don't know. It's a random person out there on the internet who knows what the problem is. So people are busy updating their, let's talk you through it, right? So let's say we go ahead, we go new project, and we're going to pretend we have an existing project. So we're just quickly going to do Maui app, great, and we obviously running a .NET 8 app. Let me quickly see what that was. Make sure my audio is working. Right, so we've gone ahead and we have a .NET 8 app. It's been created, which is exciting. Let me just see there. Is my voice coming through, computer? There we go. Okay, so here we go. We got your amazing application, and when you run it, you know, everything works fine. So let's quickly run that, and you know, yeah, maybe make my face a bit smaller. It fits with a bigger UI. Let's see. We'll see if I. My wife is asking me questions. A lovely wife asking me amazing questions. It's about food, and I agree. Food is great. Oh, I don't know if that font has gotten bigger or smaller. So I mean, the whole UI is bigger except that. So let's crank that up to 200 for emergencies when I have to zoom in. All right. There we go. So here we go. Our app is running, and right now it's gonna take its sweet time. So there we go, right? Okay, that's normal. Our app is running and we're happy. So what is the problem? So when .NET 8 comes out, everyone's happy and exciting. We're using it, and then .NET 9 comes out, and everyone's thinking, okay, cool. I'm gonna quickly go to my NuGet packages and update to .NET MAUI for .NET 9, right? I don't know if we call it .NET MAUI 9, .NET 9 MAUI, doesn't matter. Right over here, updates. We're like, oh my gosh, things are here when it loads, and there it is. So you happily check that box because you want the goodies. So we go ahead and we update those goodies, and we're waiting for those goodies to update. Should have them all on disk, so I don't know why it's having to go fetch. And it's going to install, right? It didn't give us any errors so far, and it's probably not going to give us errors because of a sneak thing we've got, because of other reasons. So I'm hoping to be much quicker. Anyway, while we wait for that, I've got a juice box. Let's put it in front of my face. Diamond, cranberry, have a sip for the stressful times. Got a cup of creamy latte for the normal times, and of course, got a bottle of water for thirsty times. Just mix them all in together. Yeah, we've done it. Our app is ready to go. If we look at our things we've installed, let's make that a bit bigger. We've installed MAUI for .NET 9. We can zoom right in there. I have a .NET 8 Windows and I have a .NET 9 NuGet. And that is not cool, right? It's cool, like, oh my gosh, we can do it. But it's not cool in the fact that I don't even have to compile. I can hop on over to, for example, this source, and you think, okay, my goodness, why is everything so small? Let's make it one. There we go. And right, all our IntelliSense and all that. However, if we were to hop on over to our platforms folder, Go over here, nothing is there. Maui is gone, everything's broken, and we hit run, the horrors will awaken. So, why did this happen? We did the simple thing, we updated our nuggets. Now this is where the fun thing is. There we go, build errors. Look at that, horror, traumatizing for everyone. The reason this is happening, let's head on over to the NuGet, and let's go on to NuGet config, and we go Microsoft.maui.controls, right? That's our good package. And of course, we zoom out a bit. Here's .NET 10, and if we look over here in our frameworks, right? We've got to go to one of the dependencies. Let's go to core. We go to our frameworks. Ta-da! If we look at our frameworks, which is also on top here, Net 9 and Net Standard. So what has actually happened, we have a Net 9 in here, which is we're supposed to be using, and we have Net Standard. So what has happened, when we're using Net 8, right, when we're using Net 8, we had the Net 8, we were loading the Net 8 TFM. So if we head over to versions, let's go to Net 8 100. Oh, right? If we go to Net 8 and we go to frameworks, here's Net 8. So that is why here's our Net 8 Windows. It works on Windows. However, when we upgrade it to Net 9, make that 9 and 10, right? We suddenly lost the Net 8 and we are now Net 9. So why did it allow us to install? Well, we've got the Net Stand in here, and that is unfortunately the sad truth. So what has happened is Visual Studio has actually restored the Net Standard NuGet packages. So if I head over here and I go to make sure I'm on Windows, right? You only got Net 8 here, and I press F12, and then we can check a little sort of a little mini hack. If we go all the way to the top, we can open this. No, they don't have. Okay, so that no longer has there. It used to have the unknown location. I don't know why it's unknown. But I wonder if I can't. They changed my UI. It used to be there. But anyway, let's open. You got the imports, and let's just search for your Maui.core. Okay, we can't see any of it. The beautiful thing that I wanted to show was usually what happens is I have the location of the DLL at the top. But anyway, doesn't matter. That is the problem. And the solution would be also to go into here, search for Net 8 and replace with Net 9. And we just replace that. Boom. Done. Right, we hit save. Visual Studio is probably going to blow up and say, never seen this. No, okay, it works. And now, of course, if we head over, wait for those to restore. Well, let's not have to wait. We just hit run, right? Okay, deployed. Maybe I've got to wait for it to reload the Windows TFM. All right, let's do that again. And now this should work with .NET 9. So that is the problem, the situation. And it's sort of summed up quite nicely in this one. A lot of people, like, let's just quickly search. If I go to Maui and I do, I think UI application delegate, right? Let's just see if people read UI app delegate. I think this is how people have been seeing it. No. Application delegate 9.0. My goodness. Update. Yeah, issue here, and then of course there is our Net 9 Maui app running with Net 8 things. And I think this is what people, here we go. They're like, oh, things are exploded and gone and all things are horrible. People are getting angry and frustrated. And of course, if I scroll down to here, there we go. Hopefully it's clearly explained. So let's go here and do at Barry, thanks for that feedback. We will get right on that. Right on that. In fact, I am Working on that now. There we go. Let's send that in. Duplicate of, oops, duplicate of, there we go. And say thank you very much. We're going to close that. We've marked it as a duplicate. And I'm going to assign this to myself. Assign myself, right? So I wonder if the AI can pick up similar. There we go. Didn't just. Here we go. Here we go. Not be found. People, I think, also got it when they upgraded from 7 to 8, right? So it's quite a common thing when doing, because you maybe forget that to update the TFMs, right? Because you're living in a nougat world where you're like, I want the new thing, you just update the nougat with the new thing in it. However, the nougats are specifically targeted for the major operating system. Now, technically, we can do it. So if I go to RC2, I believe RC1 maybe? Managed to, there we go. I got net 8 and net 9 in. So I'm hoping for the previews, so like preview 1 to RC1, we're going to have net 8 or net 9 and net 10 so that you can play around with net 10 features in net 9 and even use it. So if you really want to ship to production with that. So that is what I'm hoping to make everyone's life better, and maybe one day we'll get the full way to just it doesn't matter what version of .NET you are, we target, like, you've got running .NET 10, you can install a .NET 11 or even a .NET 12 package, depending on. Now the cool thing too we have is even with GA, our frameworks, we've also lost it in graphics. I think it always essentials. Let's see, do we still have it in essentials? No. Okay. Well, we used to have, like, for example, if we go to .NET 8, I think this had .NET 7 in there. So there has been a change. So if you would like to use some features of .NET 9 in .NET 8 or .NET 10 in .NET 9, once it goes GA, let your comments exist in the GitHub repos. But yeah, so that is the issue. Basically, it's all failing. And what would happen, for example, if I go to your NuGet, I don't know, let's go to ASP.NET. Let's see what we got. I think Web API Core. Let's go with that. No. .NET 6. Oh my gosh, ASP.NET Core. Is that what we're calling it these days? Everything's deprecated. Here we go. Let's go to Web Utilities. I feel, no, I am wrong. I don't know. I'm pretty sure at some point they used to have, well, actually, this is the reason this works and will fail if you install it in Net 8 or something is because this only has a Net 9 TFM. We, as MAUI, because we want to have support MSBuild in Visual Studio, which requires that you either be Net Framework or Net Standard, we have to have Net Standard. For example, the hot reloads and all that stuff are using our binaries and they're loading it directly into sort of the process of Visual Studio, and that only supports, because Visual Studio is a full framework app, classic framework, if you will, legacy framework, shall we say, it needs Net Standard. I mean, we could do one thing. I almost think you know what? Let's add a comment here. Another option here is to actually drop Net Standard and use Net 4.7 or something for the IDE only, right? In our targets, we can use Net 8.0, Net 9.0. I might do 2 PRs for that. We use 9.0 in apps and Net 4x in the IDE. We lose the net standard, but that is something we actually want, right? And let's ping the boss man at red and Irene and who Marco Gertz, I think he's IDE, and Mauro Agnoletti, I believe that's him. Any thoughts on this? And you know what? Peppers, Jonathan Peppers, our smart Peppers, Dean. These are our MSBuild experts. These are our ADE people. I think one is designer and one is tooling, and this is the MAUI people. So I think that's a good alternative thought. Because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to have an error say, congratulations, you installed the package, but actually no. However, if I fix it, then the chance of someone having a net framework assembly, installing MAUI, and then saying, well, I was trying to run it, it was less likely because net framework doesn't have anything. Yeah, so I think I might do that. Let's have a sip of coffee. Okay. So I think we've got two code parts here. The first code part, I can't update the 9, whatever I'm sure, and no, correct. Should really throw basics. Yeah. So I think for now the immediate fix requires no changes whatsoever to the code, is to just have an error. So let's have a look at creating said error. So our basic requirement to create this error is this is my CS proj. Can I mark down collapse folding? Let's do that quickly. There's a cool collapsible section. Here we go. Give us the thing. Here we go. Details, summary, and of course, let's quickly edit this, right? The CS project is not super relevant at this point. Details. This is my CS project. I've lost my cursor. Okay. Cut that, and of course let's put the 1 2 3 XML, paste 1 2 3. I think that now should have a nice collapsible section, and targeting net 8.0 dash star. Let's do that. Preview. Let's see what happens. There we go. Cool. Okay. Let's save that, just so that it's less visible. We don't have to see. Okay, so we have two code parts, as I said. One, we actually have an error, and another one, we avoid the problem entirely. But avoiding the problem entirely requires several places. So let's add an error. So let's undo our change to net 8, right? Because that's the situation. So now we're going to currently get a horrible build error, and we're going to be like, I don't know what to do. Okay, let's quickly wait for Nougat to restore. Let's run that again. Okay, whatever. There we go. Let's try that. There we go. Okay, so let's just make sure we still get that error. It is there. All right, let's just unload this and reload. Reload project. Windows machine, hit the run. Oops, hit the run. Oh my gosh, it's loading and doing magical things. Windows, make sure we have selected the Windows TFM. We have. Let's go. Okay. Pin that just so we can see. So we're going to do fixes, but it's not going to be code fixes. It's going to be making MSBuild when it's trying to build to make better choices and throw errors and stuff. So in order for us to even look at anything, we need to install or make sure we have installed an extension that will save lives when it comes to things. There is installed, there is this amazing extension. Where is he? You know what? Build. There we go. Project System Tools. So that's not what it's called. This Project System Tools is amazing. I don't know how to get to the website version of it. This one allows you to, if you go add a view, other windows, there is a new window that will appear once you install that extension. Build logging, there, that one, build logging, this one, and you hit that little green play button. We zoom in, that little green play button, and that will start recording all MSBuild interactions. So let's go out, and we hit that build, and we look, there we go, and we go back to build logging, that tab, there is our build, and that. And another tool we need to read that log is MSBuild structured log, whatever. We don't need this one. Head over to this, I think Kirill is his name. Yeah, Kirill Osenkov. Sorry if I'm butchering names. But if you ever need to do anything, it's like, I don't know, I run a build and strange things are happening. Make sure extension installed, hit the play button, run the build, and send the logs. We will open it with this tool, and I have it here. Well, I don't have to open it. I just right click here and I do open external. So if you install it, you can see it. And if you would like to have a look at things, it opens. And booyah, right there. Every single operation that MSBuild has done, how it evaluated, for example, what your current environment variables, here's the evaluation, all the decisions that it made in order to get to your current world. So, what is the problem we are trying to solve? So, we want an error to appear when we have Net 9 nuggets installed into Net 8. So the way we can do that, if you install Net 8 nuggets in Net 9, it may work. But that's not the problem we're trying to solve. Because if you've gone ahead, updated your TFN to Net 9, and then specifically rolled back your package references to Net 8, that's a strange thing to do. So, you know, maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. We'll have a look at that separately. But for Net 9 packages in Net 8, what we actually want to do is throw an error. So I know from past experience, there is something called check invalid target platform version. So this is not quite what I'm looking for, but there's a whole bunch of checks. Check for unsupport, check for invalid configuration and platform. This one. This runs before build, and it's just over here, and it just does a bunch of stuff. And what we want to do is make sure, I think in MSBuild, so let's just quickly open. Now I could go to our MAUI project and, you know, start writing code, packaging nuggets, testing it. We don't want to do that. All this code is in MSBuild XML, and we don't need to do any, you know, compiling. We don't need anything. All we do is just go to our nuggets packages, Microsoft CDEFG MAUI, there it is, MAUI, and I think that this particular is going to be in core. I've got a feeling that's in core. And I go to 9.10, and I go to build transitive, because that's our build. Oh, that's just got Windows. No, I just want to open 9.10, the whole folder. So we have a look at our things. So in the build transitive, yes, I trust the authors. We obviously got our MAUI binaries for Net 8 and Net 9, but so if I want to see which it loaded, we can go search here for, let's go for MAUI core targets. Go over here, we search for that, and there we go. property assignment, Microsoft MAUI.core. Now I think I've noticed there is a slight problem, which is very annoying. It doesn't have the imports over here. Usually there's another item under there called like imports, but I think we can sort of get a little bit of a saving grace over here if we go show all and imports over there, and I can search those imports for that one. There we go. So we can see it's coming in here, our targets, and oops, I did that. Let's synchronize that file. What? Sorry, computer. I didn't mean to do that. There we go. And of course, we got a whole bunch of stuff with it before, and then we're gonna do props. What am I looking for? Okay, well let's see which target I'm looking for. So yeah, we can view the targets there. We see where it's importing. I want to look for, where would the errors be? I think we got that. Okay, here we go, core targets. I mean, we could put it here. At 9, at 8. But what we want to do is actually have net standard 2.0, and we would have a net 9. Here we go. This will be, let's say this net. Yeah, we integrate a net 9.0 here. The reason we want that, this core props is just going to import the props over here. This is going to import the target over there. Net standard does the same thing. So let's quickly close that. So previously what was happening was, for net whatever Windows, it was going here, setting these properties, and then importing the root ones. But for net like iOS, net 9 iOS, there is no net 9 iOS specific folder, so it's just using the MAUI core props and targets. And what we want to do is say, hey, for net 9 or net 6 Windows, I mean this probably should be net 9 to make things much safer. Or whatever the minimum we want to support. So if we ever decide today we want to support net 8 TFMs, then this will have to be net 8. But in our case, we just care about net 9. Net 9 must just pass through and do whatever. But I wonder if we need to move it out of this. So if we were to actually not do that, let's do this whole thing. We move into net 9. Oh my gosh, what's happening? And say, hey, put that there, move, replace, right? Nothing in the root. Net Windows will be over here, net 9.0, save that. And of course, if we ever break our packages, we just delete the folder and NuGet will restore it. So this needs to be net 9 Windows. This will be net 9. And its standard doesn't actually import that because, there we go. So let's quickly go ahead, head over here to our imports, we delete the OBJ, and we trigger a unload project, reload project. Fingers crossed I didn't break the NuGet package. So, you know what, to make life easier, let's just do Windows only. Reload projects. Oops, project must have stopped. Quickly unload. The reason I'm just doing 1 TFM is just everything's going to be slowed down as it restores for each TFM. And over here, we can view that and go to imports, and I can even search here for maui.core. There we go. And of course, we have a maui.core. As you can see, it's gone ahead and restored the transitive net standard one over there. So if I was to quickly test it to make sure that all is truly well, I go over here and make that net 9. We hit save and wait for that to restore. And then of course, you have it imports and just do core.maui.core, and let's see which one did it install. Yeah, and look at that. The double nesting layer is because as we designed it right there and then, we importing this shared one from Net 9 Windows with our additional, and then of course we restore the Net 9 over here, boom, which does nothing. So this works, the other one doesn't, perfect. So let's go back to Net 8, let's save that. So we need to, is core the best one to do? I mean, Essentials needs to have it too. So let me quickly check the build log. I think build tasks is actually the one we want. So I'm going to need to delete that NuGet package. Let's go over to our NuGet gallery and just do microsoft.maui.core. This is our core package, and we probably, let's go Maui Essentials and Graphics. Let's see what Graphics depends on. Doesn't depend on anything, but I think Graphics only has Net 9 as well, yeah. Maui Core, Maui Essentials depends on Graphics. So if you have a Net 9 graphics and you install it, but does this have Net Standard? It has Net Standard. So this sort of needs to go unilaterally across all the packages. But I think that's less important for now. I want to get a fix in now and then I improve it, or let's get the fix working, test it, and make sure it's happy. So core doesn't depend on build tasks. But nobody installs this. Microsoft Maui.controls. Let's see which one is a cool one to have. So controls depends on build tasks. Which depends on controls core, which depends on core. So if I had to actually, let's quickly open folder. Oh, open folder. No. You want to open folder and let's go to Microsoft Maui core, Microsoft Maui dot controls dot build tasks. Like, is this a better place to put it? Well, let's see what's in there. See, that's just got NuGets, and already we've set up the netness, and everything's in its standard. So I think let's just do it in controls, in core. See, we've got this one that says load. Yeah, okay. So let's do what we had before. Let's just do it in Maui core for now, just to solve the world's problems. And this is a slightly less intrusive fix. What we want to do here in the net standard is to have a check. Yes, if you have running installed net standard into a .NET Core app, there's some properties. So what are these properties having? So let's close all of this. Let's go over here. So here we go. We want to create a cool target that's going to be, let's just put it here, target, and it's going to be name is equal to underscore check. What is the things people have been using here? Underscore check for, okay, check for package installed into net stored as net standard in net standard. Right, let's just do that. There's our target. So I believe, let's check for check for missing workloads. This one before targets, the way you do it is you run before targets, check for unsupported target, platform identified, check a configuration and platform. Alright, so the way they do it, the way the experts do it, the MSBuild gurus, before targets is equal to that one or that one. So let's see what other ones we got. They run check for missing workload. Okay, these two. Don't know if we need both, but whatever. And I think Maui also does their own stuff checks here. But yeah. So all the stuff check when you're using, right? So there's a whole bunch of warn when using, oops, where did that go? Warn when using, where did I see it? Warn using it and prior to, yes, here we go. Like this is the one that we actually want. We want to say warn when using, the condition is the MSBuild version is less than 17.2 and the target is net core app and the version is net 9, so don't use an old one. So we want something like this. So let's do that. So we got this one, and if we run this now, save that, I should be able to just go to build logging, clear the logs, we hit the build, and right off the bat we get a new build item that's going to fail, but let's make sure, let's just do this. Let's not open it again, take forever to wait for that. So let's just add a new error and do text is equal to here, right? Save that, run the build again, right? There's one error, I hit build again. MSBuild should now be popping us an error that says here. There we go. So that's very cool. If we zoom in, I ran the build, and there we go. We have the word here that we just added. Very cool. So this is the spot that allows us to do some things. And I just, you know what? Copy that. I feel like that's what we want. So let's paste that. Let's close that. So this is going to run only on its standard. So if I was to, actually, we don't save that. So if I go over here now, and I click here quickly, you can see it's just here and the check. So if I was to swap this now, let's verify to net 9. This should not load the net standard. That means this error should not occur and the build should work. So close that. Build is restored. Wait for these nuggets to come back in. Then I run the build. And well, it didn't explode, right? It's actually building binaries over here. So, and we zoom in, succeeded, one failed. No, 0 succeeded, 1 failed. What failed? There's the DLL. If I hit run, it's going to work. So I don't know what failed. Suspicious, but here we go. All right, let's stop that for now. We don't have to wait for that to launch. So back to net 8, wait for that to launch. So here we go. In this one, we need to do, well, what do we need to do? Quite simple. We sort of going to have a check for, let's add a comment here to describe the problem and we can solve it. This would be check to make sure that .NET MAUI packages are not installed as .NET Standard when they are installed into a .NET Core project. If this happens, it means that the user has installed a .NET MAUI package that requires a later TFM than what the project has. For example, you're installing a .NET 9 MAUI package into a .NET 8 project. There we go. For example, let's put this new line here. Okay, so that's a cool comment. So we need to figure out what are the things we need. Let's put a comment here. We need to figure out some things. We need to know the MAUI. Yes, well, we already know the package is too late. So we need maybe a variable to say the minimum supported. What doesn't matter. The project will have, so the package has net standard, has net X, let's just say net 9.0, and in a perfect world it'll be net 8.0, right? So let's say the package has that. So that means the only way we'll get to this particular file is if the person has installed into, let's say, net 7.0, right? Therefore, we know that the package is not compatible with this particular TFM. So the package supports net 9 and net 8, the TFM is net 7. We need to detect that this, that this is a net x.y and error that the minimum is net, it is net 7.0, and error that this area is net 8, right? Now, could you have a net 7 project and install net 9 in it and know full well that you're not going to be able to work, but this is purely for, you know, a net, let's say you've got a net 7 unit test project. I mean, technically you could do that, but that's so rare. Just update your package, and we can now actually just let's add a property called as well. We can add a to-do, make a to-do list. Add a property to disable this check. There we go. All right. So what we need to do, we need to detect that this is net 7. So this is this one, net 7. This is current. And we need to detect the minimum. How do we know what the minimum is? And then we give an error. So in our case, in our specific example, we have net 8 TFM and we have net 9 packages. So net 8, this has a version, so let's just do 8.0. I believe there is a v8.0 somewhere there. Well, target framework version without the V. I think that's it. So what are we trying to do? We need to detect this, so we need to do the condition. Here we go. So if it's a net core app and we detected that target framework version without the V is less than if it's less than, yeah, version less than, and then we need to have a property, for example, what we want. Does MSBuild say what this is? Let's look for a V9. No. Can you 9.0? Property. There we go. Let's see. Do we have a net 9 somewhere in our MAUI project? We don't. I feel like 10. Maybe it's not a property. Let's do package version. There we go. Our NuGet packages. But I wonder if we got a supported target framework versions. Where's this come from? No, okay. MAUI may not be defining. I think we might be too early. Okay. So if it's less than this 9.0, so what do we actually want to do? Right? We've got this, we take this, and I mean, do we need to even do any checks? I'm trying to think of some smart checks, right? The way the package is designed is to not require a check, if I did it right. Let's see. Package, we know that net standard will install into everything. So we've added like a breaker, if you will, that we support net 8 and net 9. So if you have a net 8 project, you get the net 8 targets. If you get 9, you need the 9 targets. If you do net 10, it will still install the net 9, which is still more valid, potentially. I mean, maybe we should just do the error properly. So we need to detect the minimum supported, and so let's just say, in a perfect world, somehow MAUI has a property group, and then MAUI will have a, MAUI minimum supported, what do we call it? Target framework version. Okay, minimum supported target framework version, and in our case, we would have, for example, net 9.0 and do maximum latest. MAUI latest, greatest, no. So will we want to do that? Do we want to prevent people from installing net? Let's test that out. Let's just quickly check this. Let's make this net 9. Now head over here and just do net 8.100. Let's see what happens. Right? 8.100. I feel like this should be okay. Let's save that. Let's just comment this all out actually, because oops. So just in case something happens, let's quickly unload this project, reload it, right? So what we're doing here is we have a net 9 project that is using net 8 target, net 8 MAUI. Like, I don't know why this wouldn't work. Like, I mean, that built far too quickly. I don't know if I trust that. You know what? Let's add some logging in our app. Yeah, right there. It worked. It didn't explode. So let's just go to main page over here, and so counter button. Let's just use a window. No, maybe not that one. Window. Okay. Let me click the button. There we go. And let's do window.title is equal to type of, and then just do, I don't know, button.assembly.attributes, and then this would be informational version. I think we got that dot informational version. Right, there we go. So put the window title like that, and let's put the button is, how do we know what a button dot text? So we want to get the MAUI version, and what we want to do is detect the .NET version. So environment dot version, no, runtime information dot framework description. I believe it's that. Okay, so let's run that just to make sure. Okay, that's so quick to build. I'm suspicious. There's no way is that built that quickly. Instant deployment. So if I press the button, yeah, it didn't work. You know what, let me close this, yes. Let's just abandon all hope. And let's just start again. Now we have 17. Alright. So again, I don't see that there. I don't know, did I type something wrong? There we go, packages restoring now. So in the net 9, I have the net 8 packages. Technically, this should be possible. There's nothing in MAUI that will stop working when you move your TFN later. You shouldn't do this. Oh, that builds so quickly. I am suspicious to the max, but hey. Yeah. You know what? I think I've broken the whole system. Let's just delete the bin and OBJ. Let's just start again. Okay, let's just unload project so that we just don't even let MSBuild do anything. We're loading it, and we wait a second for those things to restore. Right, this is a technically valid scenario. The TFMs have moved, so the net 8 packages, net 9 can support running net 8 packages. Wait for those packages to restore. Build targets. Of course, project needs to be deployed. Can I just do build, rebuild solution? I think I broke it now myself when I did the thing. No, not. I'm doing net 8 TFMs. Waiting for it to rebuild. Right, it's compiling. Will the boss be happy when I say it's supported? Probably say I don't want to support that. Will it work? Yes. Should I be prevented? Resizetizer is probably not running. Let's just check. Object bug Windows net 9 Resizetizer didn't run. Interesting. Why didn't Resizetizer run? Resources, splash. Did I see it's broken? Okay, well, let me quickly check to see why that didn't work, because that's partially concerning. And let's just do build. Well, succeeded. Let's do build, rebuild, and let's see why the Resizetizer didn't run. If I do packages and I do controls, depends on Resizetizer 8, which has some build files, and we can open this. I don't think there's anything specifically in here that is net. Can't see that. Build logging. Here we go. Build, rebuild target. Let's see. We have a target called something splash screen, something. Okay, splash. And let's do it. MAUI resizetizer. Let's do that. Resizetize images. Let's go there. And everything else is near. There we go. Process splash screens. Building completely because the MAUI splash doesn't exist. Right? Generate splash assets, messages, opening the SVG, so it is definitely generating. Here it is, content, splash scale. Okay. There's a splash screen up, so who knows? Suspicious. Okay, I deployed as well. I don't think there's anything specific. If I hit this, we should get running with 8, and of course, I wonder if my IDE just exploded. Our main page, didn't we? You buttoned, ah yes, come on Matthew. Let's do the hot reload, save that, run that. There we go, net 9. So, okay, that is supported. So I don't want to prevent that. Hello, with some nice cool people in the chat. Hello, Super Cricket and Tom Marks Talks Code. I'm just having some fun making MSBuild do what I want. So right now the problem we have is, let's just revert all of this. In a .NET 8 project, people can go ahead and install .NET 9 MAUI, and that appears to work, but that's because they're getting just the plain .NET standard sort of cross-platform binaries and not the actual MAUI binaries they want. So I'm going to add an error in MSBuild to basically give you an error to say, hey, we detected, for example, that you're installing a .NET 9 package in a .NET 8 project. You probably want to update your TFM. We were just testing now installing a .NET 8 package in a .NET 9 project, and I just checked that, yeah, that works. You wouldn't really want to do that, but you know, that's supported. So in our particular case, we're testing our minimum supported for this particular package. It's going to be .NET 9, and we want to check to see that if it's a .NET Core app, and if the build version less than, let's just quickly do that. I'm currently just hacking the targets in the restored package because I don't want to deal with all of that. I don't feel there's a double quote over there. So if it's a .NET Core app and the current target framework version in our case right now is going to be .NET 8. So if our .NET 8 is less than the supported version 9, then we probably want to have a error that says you have installed a later package than is supported, or you have, or your TFM is not supported by this package. No, there we go. Let's do that to test. Oops, cancel that. Save that. So if I'm to go here and just do a quick rebuild, and I get an error, your TFM is not supported. I can now switch to .NET. You know what? Let's build this quicker. Let's go to copy full path, and let's head over here. CD. Let's crank that up. So we can just do .NET build. Run that now quickly. It should be an error saying your TFM is not supported by this package. So we go here, we make a .NET 9. MAUI. MAUI is named after, well, that's an acronym. Stands for Multi-Platform App UI. So MAUI. It's a wonderful naming. It should be MAPAUI maybe, but yeah. I mean, I think we picked the name and we found words to make it fit that sounded cool. I don't know who picked the words, but I think it was like a code name or something. And then yeah, and there we go. So .NET 9 works with this package, and .NET 8 is revert that, and let's build it again. Will fail. So that's what we want. Now, is there a scenario in which this is valid? Have a .NET 9 package installed into .NET 8 and you want the .NET standard? Probably not, probably not. But just in case that you are doing that, oops, let's head over to the other dark screen, blinding, flashbanging you. And there's a one, and let's do this. This will be MAUI skip check for flash or stat. There we go. Booyah. And that's going to be blank. So we can use this one and we can say and if is unequal to true. So if this property is not true, which is false or blank, then we run the error. So if I was to run this again now, we should get that error. But Matthew doesn't care and skip true. Run the build. I can scroll that up. Oh, I can't scroll it up. Let me make my face smaller so we can see that side of the text. And there we go. We now get the compiler error that we expected. Now the reason we may want to do this, for whatever reason, is if we quickly go and create a new project, add new project, and Maui class library. I don't know why you would want to do this, but you might want to do it. We got a net 8 project. And of course, we go in here, we delete those platforms, I don't care about any of that, and we're going to go to our project. Right, we've got a cross-platform, net 8 TFM. That's all we care about, nothing fancy. And of course, we go back, we delete that. Let's comment that. All right, we've got to use MAUI, but we've gone ahead here and we said, hey, please give us 9.0.10. Right, and let's get rid of this nonsense. So for some reason, you've got this. Let's reload that project. I can actually let's save everything and we can just do it cool ways. CD. All right, so there we go. We can say, hey, build. There we go. Now we've got two errors, right? Both the Windows and the MAUI app and the MAUI lib. You know what? Maybe I can just make life easier. Can we snap it this way, right? We don't need the full screen. And there we go. There we go. So it's whoops. So it's by your eyes. There we go, like that. So it's not right at the bottom of the screen. Okay, so we've found that we get a MAUI app error, which we expect, and a MAUI lib error, right? Because we've created the scenario of a net 8, but installing the net 9 packages. Now, for some reason, let's just say you got class 1, you want to make this, I don't know, a fancy button, right? And button is broken. Unload this and reload it. Come on. Let's see what happens if I build it. Let the compiler do the work. .NET build. TFM is not supported, not supported. Okay. I don't know why the button is not loading. Okay, well let's say let's quickly demonstrate this. So we have let's do 8.0.100. I think that's the latest. All right, wait for those packages to restore. And now this should be good. Come on. Using Microsoft.maui.controls. Go. Oh, MAUI's not even there. We've got to use MAUI, right? Microsoft MAUI controls. 8. Use MAUI. Let's rebuild this. Come on. MAUI is a button. TFM is not supported. Okay, I think I broke things, so let's quickly delete the OBJ. Let's delete the whole OBJ. Let's do that again. For some reason I'm gone out of whack. Okay. Here we go. There we go. All right. Done. Life makes sense. So you've come along and said, you know what? I know what I'm doing. This would not really be installable in a user application, but let's just say you know what you're doing and you've done that. You've installed .NET MAUI 9 into .NET 8. This is still technically a viable situation, but you get this annoying warning, right? Your years of experience is now shattered. What do? Well, we got this magical property over here. I can come in here and say, you know what? True. Skip the check. everything needs a skippable thing, because if I write the target wrong, oh, it didn't skip. Or did it skip? Didn't skip. That's very scary. Skip, check, true. Okay, let's run that build again. Let's see, maybe the IDE is just token. No? Okay, what has happened? Did I save this file? Save. Let's go to our build logging, if we can clean that, and let's build this again. Something weird is happening. Net 9, I do have this MAUI skip check, true. Okay, and then of course I go to build logging, I go here, I go MAUI lib, and I can do this. Open the MAUI log and figure out why the error has failed. Here's parameters, check. I feel like there's not enough. Oh, silly me, just a second. It's not really set. Check to skip is installed as net standard. Do we want to set a default? No. I mean, let's set a default. Condition is equal to blank. If it's blank, then if this property is blank, then we set the property to false. Don't skip it. There we go. Let's do that. So now we can compile. There we go. Our MAUI lib has successfully built simply because we have skipped. Now, if we go back to the IDE, we go to our class, and you know, let me see if I can change the theme to dark mode without having to restart. I am getting a little bit of a flash. Dish, 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 dish. Dark. Is it gonna? Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. All right. So we have a valid thing. This thing hasn't broken now. We can do rebuild, and then I think it worked. Did it work? There we go. Rebuild has succeeded. So this is what we want. We want a way to bail out of our checks. However, most people will want an error. So if I go over here to run machine, and then I'll do a TFM, and that tells me, hey, please update to net 9. I hit save. Wait for that to restore. Hit run again. Deploy has started. Deploy succeeded. And runs. We press our magical button. We're running net 9 on a net 9 TFM. Okay. So I think that is sort of what we want to do. So now we need to get this into MAUI, get the PR app so that people can view the check. Right. A couple of things have moved. What have we done? We fixed our project structure such that there's specific TFM, so Windows needs some extra things, and if that we include net 9. However, net standard has a quick what else have we got here? Why is WinUI targets here? Shouldn't WinUI targets be here we go. Here's the project capability. Net 9. We probably can add some sort of cool after targets. Here's WinUI. Why is Windows? Like, technically, this should just be targets when boarding for Windows is not sufficient. Look at that. A comment for future me. So please don't move this to Windows because we need to protect ourselves. Alright. Okay. Alright. So let's go to MAUI and see what the story is there. Let's create a new window. And we go to MAUI. Open this big source code. And close everything, minimize everything. So what did we decide to do? We decided for now we're going to put in core. Core is going to source, and we got a Where is that? We've got a, should have a NuGet folder. There we go. Get rid of that stuff. I'm not signing into anything. And here is our original project structure. So, it's standard 2.0. We want also to have a new folder called netx, right? And let's move this, oops. No, my goodness. With these magical hotkeys that have, and let's just do this net windows, right? It's so we just do netx, or I mean, if we do net 6, yeah, let's just do net windows now, just because we want to do that, and all of this must go into the net move. There we go. The net standard has a copy of these. This is going to be our defensive one, and Windows is going to do dash net 9.0, and so we don't have to, we need to use okay. Okay, so we would like, what bundle version is this? Ah, it's a .n. Yay. Okay, we can use that. So let's quickly minimize open editors. So this is a modified file, and the version number goes in there. Cool. So what we want to do is we want to somehow get our minimum supported version of .NET SDK into one of these files, and then we can read that property. Let's have a look at the build console here, and minimize that so we can see. Copy. Here we go. Generate bundled versions. So we take the versions props and the bundled versions, and we put that there's replacing version with a package reference version. Okay. If we need to see how does NuGet restore this, NuGet is going to restore in a net standard project. It's going to get this and then props. In a net Windows, it's going to get this, which is going to import that. Which I believe, who imports the targets, the bundle version, 4 targets, the 4 targets in, who imports quarter targets before, who imports after, they bundle it, oh my gosh, the afterwards, eesh, that's going to be annoying, but it's fine, it's fine, so, this bundle version probably can be in the root. No. Where do we go? So what are we trying to do? We're trying to do something cool. Our cool thing we want to do is in the net standard, let's copy our code we wrote over here. Just for now, because we want to use that. And we want to paste the oops. And paste that in there. Right, there it is. Okay. And let's just make this tab spaces, indent using spaces, and we say it's 4. Let me save that. There we go. Are they all 4? They're all 2. Let's make that back to 2. Then we're going to convert indented tabs. And then, of course, we say, hey, tab size, indent using tabs. We want to do 2. Nope. Tab size, indent using tabs, size 4. And then we want to do convert indentation to, I think we change it to 2. I don't know. No, let's indent using spaces. What the heck? 2. Okay. And let's do H 1 2 3 4 1 2. Eesh, I overdid that. There we go. Okay, so that's our file. Now we want to put this must be a, let's just say at minimum.net TFM version, right? Let's just see, do we have one of these in version.props, right? Now currently it's 9. Previous net 8, SDK package version, package ref version. What are we trying to do? Do we maybe in version directory props? Here we go. You have some stuff in here. This is not really. Here we go. MAUI version. Now I do know my previous version. Here we go. Previous net TFM. Here do we use the previous? We've got logic here to say include previous TFMs. Here, enable previous TFM builds. And here's our previous ones. Previous and our previous stuff. Okay. Previous graphics platform version. So what we want to do is have some sort of property that's controlled with this. So if it's minimum, include true version is false, right? This must go true when, of course, when we say, hey, it's a shipping version, it's false, this goes back to true, or false. Yeah, it's true. We want to include previous. Okay. So, let's minimize this. Include the previous, moderate, here we go. Here's 9, here's the previous is 8. So we need to maybe have a property, let's do this, include previous. Where does this go? Over here. Let's set this property. So this one, we're not defining constants. In fact, let's put this in a separate. So all our numbers, here we go. Let's put it here. And we do underscore MAUI minimum. Let's do that. Minimum. My minimum.net TFM, minimum supported TFM. And currently we want to do this one, right? Previous version, major, minor, right? So let's pop this in here for now, even though it's not what we want, but let's put it in here. And of course we want to have actually .NET version. There we go. However, if it's include true, go. If we don't have it, the default way is to just target the minimum MAUI version that we want. However, if we set include previous, then the previous is supported. Now, where was our project? Here we go. This one, set versions, is reading values to replace in bundle versions, package reference version. What is that? Where's a package reference version? Maestro targets. All right, I am still here since my power went out. So what I'm going to do is just check. Whoop, there we go. We're back. Power is back, temporarily out. Scary stuff. Let me make sure that everything is still working. Whoop, power's gone out again. We're on the backup Wi-Fi. my camera is there. It's totally dark, so we're just going to leave that for now. There we go. Let's see. Testing my audio. And the backup Wi-Fi. There we go. Okay. We'll leave that for now. Okay. So where does that property come from? In package reference version, bar manifest. Oh, maybe that's coming from arcade. Okay, we've got some other tooling here. Version, we don't want that. We want TFM, right? MAUI.NET TFM, MAUI previous TFM. So this TFM.NET, right? So we can access these from there. So let's quickly hop on over to core, and we want to say, hey, let's minimize that. We don't want that. We want that. Minimum.NET TFM version. Oh, it's just a minute.NET TFM. What was the, I think that's sort of a standard. Let's go back to that quickly. Let's have a look at examples of things. Here we go. Previous TFM. So we minimum TFM. Maybe that's what we want. So this would be minimum TFM, minimum supported. Let's do that. Minimum supported TFM. Close that. Close there. Minimum supported TFM. Let's do that. And the target framework version, and then versions. What was the one we did? No, we're not doing versions. We got the directory props, and this one minimum supported. There, we pop that in here. So all the moving bits, I did define as part of the MAUI repo a minimum supported TFM that I want to support. This is just sort of a glob of all the versions. In our case, we're going to do the .NET 9. However, if we, for whatever reason, do support the previous versions, then we set that to the MAUI previous version. So it'll be .NET 9. If we set .NET TFM to true, or include previous version TFM to true, it'll become .NET 8. Then, in our CS project, which builds the package, we say, hey, substitute in the target files version or package reference version and minimum supported TFM to the minimum supported TFM property, which we have defined over here. So that then gets substituted into here. So that's nice. So we get our values in here, but the problem is this file is not processed. So what we're going to want to do is going to be quite a few changes, but it doesn't matter. I mean, should it be actually? Yeah. I mean, if let me test that. I think that will also be good, right? So instead of putting it to .NET 9, this whole thing can go into .NET Transitive, move. We only want to catch .NET Standard, right? Obviously, we've got this annoying .NET 9 here to deal with, but here we go. So if I install into .NET Standard, I get these targets. So let's go back to your props. We don't. We go there. Let's just undo that. It'll save us a bunch of processing, post-processing. Okay, let's put that there. But this one doesn't have to do anything, right? Don't have to worry about importing. So if I go back to my command line, that should get still that same error, but not for the second one. If I did that right, succeeded, and the MAUI app is compiling. Which maybe I change something. MAUI app lib. I have here a .NET 9. Oops, I need a .NET 8 TFM, and I have a .NET 9 package. Let's see, this should work. There we go. Save this, run that, run the build again. So there we go. Your TFM is supported. Okay, cool. And of course, if we take this off here, .NET 8, let's cancel that, save that, run that. We should now get an error. There we go. Both got to net standard. However, simply updating this to net 9 will make it work. There we go. Succeeded MAUI lib. Now the reason if we do build logging is clear that. And if I build net this one for net 9, it's going to work. And I just want to verify that it is loading the targets properly. Imports, we can do maui.core and waiting for the packages. There we go, the double import. Right, the MAUI it's crashed. Well, let's not try and see. Let's rebuild this. Head over to build logging. Head over to the rebuild at the bottom. Wait for it to finish running. Waiting. It's going. It hasn't choked. It's just going real slow now. And open logs external. And there we go. So we just need to check for maui.core. There we go. .targets. And of course, here we go. Here's the imports that I was looking for before. So we're importing net 9 windows, which then imports the base net transitive. Okay, that's working amazing. And let me switch to a slightly higher quality Wi-Fi. There we go. We're back. Okay, so set this back to net 8 so I don't forget later. So we didn't have to go too crazy with our moving things. So let's go to system MAUI repo. We keep this in the root. Move. We're going to do fancy stuff. This was net 6. Now the reason we don't want to keep that net 6, if I go back to this one and I make this net 6.0, I then go here and I do, can I do .NET clean quickly, and then let's just show all files. We delete the bin and obj, bin and obj. So you can't even clean. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. I need to check to see if, like, can you even do NuGet commands? Oh, maybe it's fine for now. It's fine for now. Let's just do a .NET build quickly, and I'm just going to make sure. There we go. Okay, MAUI application. The reason this happened is if I go over here, quickly clean our build messages, just to verify. Let's rebuild. Let's build the MAUI app. Now this currently works fair in a different way because our MAUI check. Underscore MAUI check. Underscore check. Oh no, I can't find it. It won't be. So let's do $maui.core.targets. And if we look over here, we can see that it stored net 6. So we need to change the folder version as well. So this folder version also needs to be the minimum supported thing. So we're going to have to get a little bit creative. So currently it's net 6. However, we need to rename this. We say this to net dash. And then I was hoping I never have to do this, so I never thought about it, but I would just debar transitor star 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 except for n. Okay. Okay, and let's see, except the NuGet n, and then Let's just semicolon. We don't want to copy anything where it is net dash star, right? We don't want to copy any that slash star nougat star. So that's one is making sure all the file names. This one is making this, and include this, exclude in the package path as well. No, it's right. We need to do both because we need to process. Do we need to process that? Oh yes, we need to copy build task. So let's check and see what actually happens. So copy path. Let's open a new tab. Let's just check what's happening in MSBuild. Zoom this in a bit so we CD there. And let's just do a .NET build. And what TFM is this? Let's just build as net standard 2.0. So matter -f. And we're going to do a -b out to generate a bin log. And let's quickly close these bin logs because, yeah, we're going to get confused in a second. Okay, it's building. Oh, it's going to do everything. There we go. Let's do Explorer dot. And we're going to say, hey, here's our bin log. All right, we want to see what actually happened. So if we look at our current MAUI code changes, let's move this down here so we can see folder moves. We have added this special properties to the version, so this should now, minimum supported version, should appear somewhere in our project system, and here we have net 9. Right? In our project, we have a whole bunch of stuff. We'll have a look in a second. And of course, we've got our targets that we moved from the net 6 windows to net windows. We have new net standard. Wait a second, let's go to, that looks a bit suspicious. Net standard has nothing here. Right, should be empty props and empty targets. I wonder if wait a second. Yes, bundle version. Let's pop that. Not in there, but in the bundle versions. Here we go. Look at that. They don't have to do any work. And we do property group. And let's put that there. Right, so we define the version that we support. Props is empty. Targets doesn't need to have that. And I'll make a note here and say to skip this check, set to true. There we go. So we got the check in here. Now we know that the before to after targets includes the bundle version. However, this particular targets file defines our target here, but we're never going to get that bundle version. So what we need to do, just to fit in with the system, actually, we may need to just keep this to be safe. I'm not sure if there's any magic that needs to happen. And the targets as well, core targets. There we go. After defining that, here we go. So let's run that build again. Now let's merge that down. Let's see. There we go. So we added a new property, which is going to be, let's go back here quickly and see. Why is the Windows 1 gone? Did I break something? Ah, yes, I've edited those files. Ew, gross. I did that wrong. There we go. We need this. There we go. And of course, I even did that wrong, which would have been a nightmare. But thankfully, our MSBuild log view will quickly reveal it. There we go. So if I quickly refresh, this. It should all be purples now. There we go. 2 purples, moved without changes. These are the 2 net standard checks. And look at that, I've already done it wrong. Net standard doesn't do that. And of course, we're importing that. There we go. We've got our 2 new files that just import the parent, and of course we have this new property we're defining there. So let's run the build. The bin log, generate a new one. And I think we might have a few issues with changing the folder name, but I believe we can do it. There we go. Here we go. We can refresh this. I think we can do a reload. F5. Supported our TFMs. We're on F9. Okay, cool. We've done that. MAUI minimum supported TFM. Oh, that's not in there. Okay. So we have magical target that will run. Let's find him. Called copy build task directory. Well, actually, let's check call.cs branch. We can actually do none.$item and the product evaluation core. Actually, what do we want to do? We're going to do, let's find him. maui.core.targets. Here we go. Add none. As you can see, we've added build transitive and we have net. Okay, that is supposed to be there. Right? Is that supposed to be there? We have said include, exclude in, and exclude none. So NuGet, dash net star slash star star. Okay. Or maybe that's the default. Here it is. It's none by default. Interesting. Oh, okay. And then over here at the bottom, I've gone ahead and there's no none there. So I think this should technically be update and do remove. There we go. Just make our life. Looks like snacks have arrived. Let's go do that quickly. Save that. Let's run that again. And I'll go get my snacks. What's the time? Oh, I've got a meeting in 30 minutes. So, whoops. Exclude. Update. NuGet star star star. Exclude. Okay, let's do that. Remove it first and exclude that. So, I think that's correct. Wait for that to build. Lots of restoring. Thanks. I'll have a snack in a second. And then, of course, if I refresh this, press F5, we should now have a way better story here. So here we go. We've updated the ones. So this should now have a package path in the root. Interesting. Package path is blank. Is that correct? Strange how that works. Okay. But that's okay. Maybe it's removing the NuGet because I'm including the star. So okay. There we go. We're packing that, and of course, as you see, we've lost our 2 formats, 2 files, which is everything in the net folder, and of course everything with the bundle.in.targets. All right. Then we got this particular copy to build tasks, which should have done the same thing. Copy items, that. Then, of course, this copy items, copy the new bundle version, which for some reason has, okay, I pre-processed that. Whoops, switch back to, here we go. So what would have happened if, oh, my tabs are all wrong. I need to get my multiple desktop set up. Oh, skipping targets is up to date. So the input, output, values to replace, version. It becomes that. Okay. All right. So we updated our NuGet packages. Right. We now need to add back the net, right? Because we added here. So let's minimize this. And what we're going to do is we want to build transitive / net star that. So all the ones in the net folder we don't want to exclude. And what we want to do, destination folder, we want to have, this one will be, this will be subfolder equal to nothing. Probably items, subfolder is nothing. But this one, our subfolder, is going to be, let's just do net 9.0-Windows, right, for now. Oh, I probably have a bug attacking me. Then this subfolder goes to MAUI location / %, and then of course we do %, % cursor directory control where. Alright, let's run that again. And we build that. So what we're doing is we're saying, hey, all the ones in the folder, just put it wherever they are, but these net-Windows ones are specific. What we want to do is basically replace net dash with net main TFM or minimum TFM, and of course do that. So if we head over to there, we refresh this, skipping, no, we want to do copy file. There we go. Copy items, Matthew. Copy items. There we go. All right. So let's see what we did. Copy the normal ones. Great. That's just copy subfolder blank. Copy items. This should now be copy net9 Windows, which means these copy to build task-WinUI targets. That's nice. Then of course we have our, there's our Windows, net Windows. Wait, I'm missing a slash. Recursive directory. Is it counting? I think it did something that I didn't want it to do. Oh, it's being used still. Come on. My goodness. Should have. There we go. Okay. There were those copy items. Here we go. Net standard, number versions. Okay. Now I make sure we got net Windows to net thing. And let's see a second one here. MAUI net standard. No. Copy Windows. Creating directory Windows. Oh, that net Windows stuff. I don't like that. Can I trick it so I go? There we go. How about that? Or no? I want to get. I don't like the fact that this is recursive. This part is part of a recursive directory. Yuck. Build task. So if I do nothing, that's going to stick it in there in the net Windows TFM. So what I want to do is let's call it that's you know what? Let's just do it. So rename this to net-windows. Okay, that's fine. And then you just keep the net dash, it's net dash, right? That's a special thing. In our specific one, we're just going to put net dash windows. There we go. Problem solved. Then, of course, this one now needs to go net is to xx dash windows yy. So we need to replace this xx I don't know if that will work, with a version of minimum supported .NET TFM. Cool. And of course, the Windows Y is going to be 177. No, it's going to 77. 10.0. Where would we want to put that? What would that 7 sevens means, right? That is the minimum we support. So we would want to have this is what we're building against. You know, let's put it. Where do we want to put it? So here all the .NET stuff. Okay, yeah. So we put it down here, and let's quickly and let's make a new one and do minimums, right? And we do and just do minimum Windows Target Framework version. There we go. And of course, this is going to be, what was the number we had before? 17763. 17763. Right? There we go. There we go. And in our core project, we're just going to put that dollar there, right? That should do it. Now we still need to do the other stuff, this magical here, but that's okay. And of course, we're going to have to reproduce some other stuff, but that's fine for now. So let's get the copy items directory working properly, and then we can make sure we replicate what we copied, all our fancy logic and stuff here as part of the NuGet pack. Because this is a special thing to copy the files into the subfolder here. As you can tell, strange things are happening. We're going to copy it basically into net 9. Look at this bad one. There we go. I saw it there. Net 9 Windows 7763, and this is where you put it, right? Now we probably need to also see who was importing this. I feel like this was used somewhere. There we go. MAUI entry. Okay. MAUI. This is this MAUI. We can solve this, right? Numbers are meant to be. So we want to include. We can't do that. But all our variables are here, I think. So what we just did over here, we copy here subfolder. There we go. Dash Windows version. There we go. And we can come over here and just pop that there. Boom. MAUI core. I pasted it. It didn't appear. Boom. There we go. That long thing. There we go. Exactly what we want. Okay. We could probably do the same thing for this, but no need to go too crazy. Alright, so if I was to check this bin log, refresh that, cannot process MSBuild logs, rendering tree. Oof, why is it taking forever now? My computer has probably reached peak something, and it's just starting to, there we go. Okay, copy items in the bottom one here. It's saying, hey, make the folder net 9, and of course copy one net Windows maximum core to build task Windows there / Microsoft MAUI net core. Cool, cool, cool. All right. Okay. Now the final thing we need to do is, if I run a pack, let's test that, .NET pack. Just .NET pack that. So it's going to be a little bit crazy now. It's building release, it's going to build all the TFMs. It's going to be intense. But let's see what's happening. Where are we going to find this? Minimum supported TFM. Remember, we have this in our okay, well, we have this in this version. So minimum supported TFM is going to be replaced over here. Now targets is going to use it just normal. We should see that being replaced. In fact, we should see that if we head over to artifacts over here and Microsoft MAUI core bundle versions. Here we go. This should be 9. There we go, 9. And of course, there's our versions. All right. So everything should be working. I think. Let's just make sure. This opens the root. Our net Windows props goes back up. This net standard does some stuff, and the version should be there. This should be just defining a target, and then it imports the parent, which will import the props, which means that version should be available at the time. But what we want to make sure now is that the .NET pack puts the Windows in this Windows part. That's basically what we did was before in our copying thing. Copy to the local folder for Visual Studio when you're developing. We need to copy what we did here into the pack process. Now, I can't remember. We'll see what happens. We'll see what the bin log tells us. But I can't remember where that. Oh wait, come on. It's right over there. This line. Okay, look at that. I was. Whew. So net. We need to do net package net star. The in is copied. It's part of here. Item group. We added link package path build transitive. So include everything into pack path that is left. Now we need to add back the netness. So you know what? Let's do. No, let's just do this. Add Windows /TFM ***. This should now go into a build transitive / there we go. I think this is what we need to do. I think that's what we need to do. And of course, let me just check to see what's happened. Oh my goodness, it's choking. One target files in the build transitive, but not most servers not. Whoop. Okay, what has happened? Horrors. Okay, no need to worry. We press F5. Oh, pack task. Here we go. At least don't, but Microsoft MAUI recorder targets. So let's see what the pack task actually got. Package files. Here we go. Okay. This is one of the core target. Let's quickly go. Yeah. What is the error saying? Let's read it again. At least one, the target found. Oh, it's warning as error. What's found in .build transitive, but build transitive MAUI is cool. Okay, cool. That clearly is an authoring error. So I have accidentally broken everything. So let's just do Let's see, let's search for that. Right? Net Windows. Let's just search for this. Microsoft.maui.core.targets. There we go. None. Okay. Oh, our cursor's vanished. There we go. So these ones we fixed, right? Package path. Package path. What was it before? Make sure I haven't accidentally done something silly. In core, it was nougat star exclude nougat in package path. Now I'm saying, okay. I have to include it again. No, update package path is equal to nothing. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm abusing the system. So let's quickly undo that. Alright, so by default, recursive directory is not what I'm expecting. So what I need to do is include, and I need to exclude the net. We are duplicating it, but the system can handle it. Right? Then of course this one, there we go. I am abusing the fact that when it's double imported, the second time replaces it. And then of course when I do include star star star, what actually is happening, this is the recursive directory that we used in some like this one, but it's also used as the path inside the nougat, and that's why we do that. So when I let the system sort of auto pick it out, in fact, to make this really one, I can do remove, right? Let's move all of that. There we go. So remove all the nougat slash slash slash. Now we add it back ourselves. That'll be the safest one. We include, and of course we include. There we go. We include the generated one, exclude the generated ones. We exclude the Windows specific one, and of course we're going to do dash Windows. Let's remove the dash Windows, and we're adding dash Windows back, but in addition. Alright, okay, that's better. Let's cancel this. Yeah. So that's what happens when you abuse the system. It does cool things, but you've got to remember how the abuse works. So theoretically, all of these should be gone, and we're just be adding it back ourselves manually. So let's get rid of this annoying error message, which no longer is true. We wait for this to build. And I think my meeting starts in 15 minutes that I have to go to, but at least someone has some cool stories to tell in those meetings, and this will work. So toodaloo, toodaloo, we're waiting, we're waiting, we're waiting. My goodness. Now that it's working, it takes forever. And I'll test one, hopefully quickly swapping the minimum back to net 8. Fingers crossed that nothing blows up. We should now have all the net 9s replaced with net 8s, and the TFM folders, TFM versions will all be net 8s. Whew, look at that. At least we're doing the core DLL. Sort of like this new way of telling me which DLL or update status instead of having a long slew of things. Okay. There we go. So we could view the NuGet package, but that's for the week. We only read bin logs. So what have we got, right? No, at the top we don't have the stuff. Here we go. Build transitive. There's our Windows at the bottom, and then put it into build transitive Windows Net 10 7/. Okay. I wonder if the package path is going to need a slash at the end or something. I hope we'll have the truth. And then of course we're going to go to $target pack. Look for that, and let's put it in quotes because we want the exact pack target. There we go. Core, fingers crossed, is not being skipped. Is packable. What? Copy to library, but generate new spec. There we go. I don't know why the pack is failing, but whatever. The new spec will be the truth. Pack item, build output in package, all that stuff. package files. Here we go. So we've got our AAR that is going into the package files lib. And then of course we've got the after targets that goes in the root. Okay, we don't trust any of that. And of course we've got our net Windows stuff. So something strange has happened in the neighborhood. So let's go have a look at the new spec file and see what really is on disk. MN source, we moved it up here. Minimize everything. Artifacts, OBJ, is the package there? Let's do reveal in File Explorer. I mean, we could read the new spec, but let's go straight to the NuGet package. This hopefully is exactly what we want, with the correct Windows folder name and all the versions replaced. There we go, net 9 with the minimum, cool. And you open the props. That is the Windows one, and that's saying import that one. The target just imports the targets. Net standard, on the other hand, has this one, which is their minimum supported version, but in the bundle version we have the minimum supported 9. Now, to demonstrate that everything is magical, we are going to set include previous TFMs, and we're going to do the same build but with that set to true. Oops, colon here equals true. Let's see what happens. It's going to take twice as long. It's just double the TFMs. There's probably going to be a whole bunch of build errors because I'm not sure how backwards compatible we've been making sure this works. But yeah, in 10 minutes I have a meeting, so I'm probably going to have to go offline. Oh. Okay, let's do this. We need to set all true. Okay. Let's just do it in the project file. I don't know why I need to have logic save is essentially true or include. So include previous graphics. Probably just in the graphics and the essentials folder. But whoop, error. Version props, and let's just see these minimums over here. They need to be updated with the new SDKs and whatnot. Now it has crashed over there. Yeah, this is the version, and of course the previous 0.0, then 0, and probably 4.0. I can check that, right? So go here and do 1.7.0. There you go. 18.0. Our target framework, we're going to have let's make sure we search just for the entire thing, and we do $item. I think it's that. There we go. iOS supported target platform version. No. Yeah, these are the versions. Still saving the file. There we go. Okay. The parameters, where's this? Format arguments is these numbers. Okay. Valid, check for valid target parameter. Double click that quickly and see. Oh. Valid target parameter version, applicable target platform version. This one, right? Save that, run that. Add item. Here we go. The Mac Catalyst. Let's close that. Has defined 1718 Android. 35 should tell us 34. It's the only one allowed. And we don't have Mac OS installed, which is annoying. But I'm going to assume it's 14.0. 35. What was those errors, right? 75, 75. 35 is not a valid 34. Ooh. Previous. Why is that 35? Maybe someone updated it accidentally. No, it's fine, right? Let's just go with that. Let's back that again. And let's quickly head over to, I want to have to stop in seconds from now, not that one. I'm going to go here, we're going to go to GitHub, no, Xamarin / Xamarin Mac iOS. No, man. Let's hope it doesn't ask me to do a single sign on. There we go. There we go. Might need to do that. Let's see what they have defined. Oh. Okay. So annoying. It's a public repo, but because I'm an enterprise account, it doesn't even allow me to use the. I don't know what that was. Okay, let's do the search one more time. My goodness. Come on, that browser. I don't accept that. Let's minimize this. There we go. Maybe the code's not found. I know for a fact, because we saw it in the bin log. Right? What version? Let's see. We shows exactly with 34.0. SDK supported target platform version? No. Android supported target platform? Yeah. Add item, applicable here. Normalize platform. Here we go. 34. Normalize. This takes add item. Valid, applicable. Include. Define constants only in SDK supported platform version, right? So SDK supported platform version, here we go. This one is 34. Okay. 408. Let's see. Where's net 9? Net 9 Mac Catalyst. 2018. Okay. We are not here to question it. We'll figure that out exactly. Again, funny UI tab. See here, here's the net 8 stuff. 17. Right, so this is the new code that was added. Does not exhibit mode. Because we're building net iOS 17, but I bet you US tab controller mode is a new feature in it. Well, that shouldn't be, unless there's that fixed this typo. tab view extensions. Here we go. Here we go. Disable iOS 18 toolbars. Right? So mode doesn't exist on iOS. So like this particular one, if at least 18, so this would be like, you know, hash if underscore Mac Catalyst 18.0, right? If Mac Catalyst, what is this weirdness? Oh, bugs. Wow. Okay. Hash and diff. Anyway, I will have to fix that, but we got our packaging. I'm just trying to test what happens with the previous one. However, I can't do that because the build is failing because things have changed. Alright, so what I'm going to have to do is I'll have to leave everyone. But basically, if we head on over to our changes we did, which is pretty cool, we basically, this is where the real magic happens. We moved a bunch of files. We basically packaging things differently, and we make sure that when NET standard comes along, we just throw an error when we detect you installed a MAUI package in an older TFM that we support. Anyway, that was fun. Thanks for hanging out, and got to get back to some more work offline. So thank you very much. Let's go grab a snack.